Welcome to high school football action from the previous weekend of play.
So Ashford has won the toss, chosen to receive tonight. So Andalusia will be kicking off. Kicking off for Andalusia will be Joseph Hayden, number 9. Gillis Jones, number 3. Gillis Jones will be kicking off. Reginald Melton, looks like Mike Ray and Joseph Harden should be back to receive. Mike Ray and Reginald Melton back to receive. So the kick is up. They did a little onside kick. Ashford falls on the ball right away there, down at the 49. So number 60, Wesley Welch, picks it up at the 49 of Andalusia High School. So they tried a little trick kick there, and it didn't come up in their favor. So Wesley Welch gets the ball. So Ashford Yellow Jackets will take over first down and 10 at the 49 in Andalusia territory. Ryan Love, number 7, is leading the Yellow Jacketeer quarterback tonight here on Senior Recognition Night. We're proud of all you guys and your achievements throughout your high school year. Hope you have a successful college career and working career, and that you just reach great goals and do great things in your life. Love takes a snap, pitches off to Melton, who gives it to Mike Ray, who goes around the left side. Ray goes down, he gets 5-10, and he's down to about the 37-yard line. He's tripped up at the 37-yard line by number 85, James Hogg, defensive back for Andalusia. So a big gain there, down to the 39, well, it looks like maybe about the 38 of Andalusia, so he gets 11 yards on the play. So a good starting run there, a little reverse play as Melton came around to the right side and handed it off to Mike Ray, who took it around on the outside, and they just could not catch up with him. He got enough for a first down. Love hands it off to Melton, who goes in the right side, and he breaks through. He's to the 30, to 25, to 20, down to the 14-yard line. He's tackled by number 2, Shane Dorsey of Andalusia. But too late, he got him a big gain on that play. Looks like he gained about 24 yards on the play. So Melton with a big run. Good blocking on the part of the offensive line of the Yellow Jackets to open up a seam for him to break through. He found it and cut right on through with a big 24-yard gain. So first down and 10 at the 14-yard line. Love takes a snap, hands it off to number 44, who goes up the middle to the left side. Number 44 is Blake Weed, gets a few yards on the gain. He's tackled by number 26, Nico Johnson, and assisted by other Andalusia High School defenses. So gets about 2 yards on the play. We're looking at second down and 8 at about the 12 of Andalusia. So second down and 8, we've had 2 big runs, one by Mike Ray and the second one right after that by Reginald Melton. Blake Weed just took the ball for 2 yards, so it's second down and 8. Love lines up under center, takes the snap, drops back with the ball for the pass, flips out to Melton, but he just overthrew it. Melton was just out of reach of the ball, just kind of a little outplay there. So it's going to bring up third down and 8 for the Yellow Jackets on the incomplete pass. That's Ryan's first pass of the night. And it fell incomplete out of the grasp of Reginald Melton. So after some big runs, we're looking at third and 8 in the red zone at the 12-yard line of Andalusia. Andalusia's defense has not done much to stop it. Even on that one, if the pass would have been a little bit more in reach of Melton, that would have gone for a big gain. So we're looking at third down and 8. We're here in the first quarter with 10:32 left. Love takes a snap, pitches it out, but the play is called dead immediately by the side judge. Usually when it's stopped like that, it's a penalty there on the offense, some type of movement or illegal procedure on the line. So we'll see what the call is. We'll wait the call from the head ref. He does call an illegal procedure on the offense, so that'll march him back 5 yards. So that will take them to the 17-yard line of Andalusia. So we're looking at third and 12 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. So they started the drive at the 49-yard line of Andalusia after Andalusia came right out of the box, kicking a onside kick that was recovered by Wesley Welch. Then Mike Ray on a reverse took the ball, a good 14-yard gain, and then a 24-yard gain by Reginald Melton, and then a 2-yard gain by, Blake Weed. Love keeps the ball. He's back to pass. He's under pressure. He just throws it up. Number 85 in there on the pressure for the defense. That's James Hogg as well. He was assisted back there by number 65, Ronnie Anderson of Andalusia. So Love's pass falls incomplete, and so it's 4th and 13. And they are at the, looks like to be about the the 17 of Andalusia. So it looks like the kicker's not coming on the field. Ryan's still out there, but he calls a timeout here on the first drive. So with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first quarter, Ashford takes a timeout looking at 4th down and 14. They've had a good drive so far from the 49 of Andalusia and worked their way up, and they're going to take a timeout to talk things over. Okay, man. All right, Willie, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, Ashford is looking at 4th down here. Love lines up under center. He takes the snap, drops back for the pass. He sees the opening, tries to get through it. He pitches it out to Mike Ray, and it falls incomplete. He could not hold on to it. Love, again under some pressure, stepped up into the pocket, had to kind of move around a little bit there, but Mike Ray could not hold on to the ball. The pass down there on about the 2-yard line fell incomplete. So Andalusia will take over, turnover on downs. They will take over at their own 17-yard line. It is 1st down and 10. So the quarterback, Mac Melnown, takes the snap, hands it off up the center. Not much on the play. Gets about 2 yards. Dap Shepard in on the tackle. So about a 2-yard gain there by the running back, bringing up 2nd down and 8. So we're looking at 2nd down and 8. Melone lines up. He hands it off right up the middle. Little guy gets the ball, and he trucks it up there about 2 yards. C.J. Richardson again takes the handoff for the 2nd down on the road. And he gets he gets a good gain on that one, about 4 yards. So we're looking at 3rd and 3. So 3rd down and 3 there on 2 runs from C.J. Richardson. So Andalusia is looking at 3rd and 3 at their 24-yard line. Malone lines up under center, hands it off again to number 1. Same player right up the middle. They did not get much. Looks like maybe a yard on the play. So they're now at their 25-yard line. That will bring up 4th down and 1. So good defensive stand on the run by the Ashford Yellow Jackets. They stood tall and stopped the running play. Andalusia not even thinking about it. Looks like they're going to go for it again. C.J. Richardson still in at fullback. Quarterback lines up under center. And a Yellow Jacket jumped on the end there. Looks like number 95. Number 35 there. Josh Toller on the end jumped. So they call an encroachment on the Yellow Jackets. That'll be a 5-yard penalty, which will march the Andalusia High School Bulldogs up 5 yards to looks to be about the 31-yard line. So the official call comes in, and it is an offsides by the defense. Number 35, Josh Toller, misread the snap count and took a jump. So he was in there, cost 5 yards and a 1st down. So Andalusia lines back up, still in the I formation, pitches out to the guy in the back. He goes around the outside, nobody there to stop him, and he's driven out of bounds. So Dap Shepard drives him out of bounds, and Michael Berry in on the carry. He'll also be playing a little bit of defense down at the safety position. Gets about 6 yards on the gain, 7 yards, so we're looking at 2nd and 3. He was driven out of bounds again by Dap Shepard, who's been on many of the plays tonight, done a good job. So the Andalusia High School Bulldogs line up again in the I formation. Got 1 man out to the left. Man in motion, takes a snap, hands it off again up number 1 right at the center. Looks like it gets about 3 yards before he's stopped. Gets enough, probably going to be enough for the 1st down. C.J. Richardson again on the run. That's his 3rd run of the night. So we'll see where they put the spot. And referee calls for the 1st down. So C.J. Richardson gets enough for the 1st down. We haven't seen any passing plays tonight from Andalusia. The running game so far has been effective as it has garnered them 2 1st downs. So the quarterback, Matt Malone, lines up under center, pitches it out to number 22. Goes around, he finds a hole. Mike Ray grabs him and drags him down eventually on the outside. So Michael Berry with a big run there of about 10 yards, depending on the spot. So they get to the 49 in Ashford territory. Mike Ray on the stop. The referee stops. He's going to bring in the chains to take a measurement. So the referees are going to call the chains. About a 9-yard run there from the 41 of Andalusia to just about the 49 of Ashford. So we will see what the chains reveal to us here. Senior recognition night. A lot of seniors that have done some great things for the school. Some of them may not have been athletes, but we appreciate you too and all that you've contributed to Ashford High School and those as well at the other high schools in the area. We're proud of you guys, but just want to just honor you tonight. Thank you for all you do. So the call comes in for the referee, and it's about 4 to 5 inches short of a first down, so it's 2nd and inches for the Andalusia Bulldogs. So they line up to make this 2nd down play. Drive started back at about the 17 of Andalusia, and now they are at the 49 of Ashford. So far have gained about 34 yards. Line up again in the I formation. Matt Malone lines up under center. Scans the defense, takes the snap, hands it off to C.J. Richardson, who just slides his way right up the middle, fights for some extra yards. Obviously gets enough for a first down. Reginald Melton as well as Robert Jackson in on the tackle. So Richardson gets enough for a first down. Looks like gain about 5 on the play. So 1st and 10 at the Ashford Yellow Jackets 44. So after a chance to make a 4th down stop, there was a 5-yard penalty. That's opened up for Andalusia to get some extra yards here on the ground. Malone lines up under center, keeps it, and the quarterback keeper, he gets maybe about 3 or 4 yards. He's tackled by Dap Shepard again. Dap has been in on basically every play tonight. He's a good defensive player. Most every week you'll see him playing hard, both on offense as well as defense. He's doing a good job. So after about a 3-yard gain there by the quarterback on the quarterback keeper, we're looking at 2nd down and 7 for Andalusia. 1 man out. Hands it off to Richardson right up the center. Looks like he gains about 1.5 yards. Maybe about 2 yards on the play. Tackled by number 57, Dan McGriff. Big Dan McGriff on the play. So we're looking at 3rd down and about 5. So they're at the Ashford Yellow Jackets 39-yard line. The drive started back at their 17, so they've been moving the ball down the field. 6 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the first quarter. Quarterback lines up, pitches it out to number 22, who he stumbles, can't get his footing, and he's tackled quickly. Solo tackle there, looks by number 57, Dan McGriff, as well as Wesley Welch in there on the tackle. So a big play there for the Ashford Yellow Jackets, bringing up 4th down as they lost 2 yards on the play, as Andalusia lost 2 yards on the good defensive stop. So looks like they're doing a little team change here. Bringing out their punting team. So it looks like number 10 for Andalusia is back to do the punt. DeAndre Wright, Mike Ray, as well as Reginald Melton are back to receive for the Yellow Jackets. So again, DeAndre Wright back for the kick. The snap is back. A short snap, and he mishandles it. Number 16 is going in. He's trying to figure out what to do. He's getting around to the outside. He's under pursuit by the Jackets. He gets a little bit of clearance. They can't get it off, but they lose about 4 yards on the gain. And Charlton Pope, as well as Jeremy Enfinger there, runs him out of bounds at about the 46-yard line. Wow, what a big turn of events there. Big booster there for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. DeAndre Wright can't handle the snap. That comes up short, goes between his legs. He picks it up and somehow is able to get around to the outside. He had a little bit of speed on him. Kind of was able to get around to the outside of the defense. But a turnover on downs for Andalusia, and the Ashford Yellow Jackets have the ball. 1st down and 10 at their own 46-yard line. Number 16, Nolan Martin, is out at the receiver position. Love comes up under center with Blake Weed and Reginald Melton. Blake gets the ball, runs up about 1 yard. He's tackled by number 24, Malcolm Jenkins on the play, making the tackle. So big play there for the Ashford Yellow Jackets to cause that turnover on 4th down. But it is now 2nd and 9 after the 1 yard gain there by Blake Weed. Love under center, takes the snap, hands it off to Melton, who goes around, finds the same hole he did last time. A little bit of stutter stepping, and he was able to keep his feet forward a little bit. Gets down to the 45-yard line of Andalusia, and he's tackled by Brandon Bryan of Andalusia Bulldogs. So, looks like about an 8-yard gain there for Melton. He's had a big night so far tonight. Brent Malloy comes in for number 81, Corey Lashley. So, 3rd down and 1 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. Good blocking up there on the front on the right side. Andalusia couldn't stop that. Hands off to Blake. Oh, and he breaks free. He gets her out to the 30, out to the 25, and he's dragged out of bounds by number 2, Shane Dorsey, who gets there, thankfully for the Andalusia Bulldogs in time, not thankfully for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. But either way, Yellow Jackets get a big gain on the play. Looks to be at about, probably about a 18-yard gain there for the Yellow Jackets. So a big gain there for the Yellow Jackets from their own 46. Love lines up under center. They're at the 23-yard line of Andalusia. Hand off to number 44, Blake Weed. Gets the carry up the right side. He's tackled by number 26, Nico Johnson. Gains of about 4, so 2nd down and 6. Weed with a big run on that last play. Gets it 2 times in a row. He's done well tonight so far in this drive. So we're still here in the first quarter. The score is all tied up at 0 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Love has thrown 2 incomplete passes tonight. One just out of the reach of Melton. Melton again to the right side. They can't seem to stop him. He's stuttered and he breaks free. That's going to be 6 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. He goes from about the 21-yard line of Andalusia, gains 21. He gets into the end zone. Nobody could stop him. He went up the right side, found the seam, was able to stutter step. Before the safety knew it, he was running by him. Left him in the dust. So that puts Ashford Yellow Jackets on top, 6-0. There's 3 minutes and 7 seconds left here in the first quarter. So the running game for Ashford has dominated tonight. We've had some big runs tonight by Melton, 24 yards on one run in their first drive, which unfortunately ended in a turnover on downs. But then he ended up here scoring a touchdown. Blake Weed with a big 20-plus yard run. Malloy with the point after attempt is good. Oh, it's no good. Excuse me. Looked like he made it through from this angle, but unfortunately it went wide to the right. So it is now 6-0 after the missed PAT. But a good drive there for the Ashford Yellow Jackets as they forced a turnover on downs to the Andalusia Bulldogs, and ended up taking the ball all the way down the field from about the 46-yard line, from the 46-yard line. So 54-yard drive there by the Ashford Yellow Jackets, all done on the ground. So good run there. So the kicking teams take the field. Number 24, Dap Shepard, will be giving Ashford the kickoff tonight. He's been on some big defensive plays tonight that has caused some great havoc for the Andalusia Bulldogs. So tonight, T.L. Smith and Martin Watson are going to be back for the reception. So Michael, excuse me. Let me erase that. T.L. Smith. Michael Berry's back. The ball's fielded by number 30. He goes around. Oh, nowhere to go. Mike Ray catches up with him and takes him down. 43 as well. Tackled Martin Watson there. He tried to get around to the right side, and there was nowhere for him to go. Looks like he got to about the 7-yard line. He couldn't handle the kickoff from Dap Shepard. It was a pretty good kick, a little wobbly up there, and it was just hard to field for him. Slipped right through his hands. So he had nothing going and nowhere to run. He tried to take it around the right side, but the defense was already there. Special teams came up with a big play there. So the score is 6-0 with 2 minutes, 56 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. They line up again in the shotgun formation here. It's the first time, if they pass it, that they will have passed tonight. He does take the snap. It's quarterback keeper with a little shovel pass out there to the right side. Gets a few yards on the play. So number 44, Blake Weed, makes the tackle. He's been all over the place tonight. And C.J. Richardson was the reception of the little pitch out there. He gains looks like about 5 yards on the play. So second down and 5. From looks like to be about the 13 of Andalusia. So here it's 2nd down and 5. Quarterback Malone lines up, takes the snap, hands it off to, he's a quarterback keeper, fooled the defense. Mike Ray got a hand on him. Boy, he's trucking it to the 50, to the 40. You're catching up with a 30, 20. Number 43, Mike Ray, takes him down at the 9-yard line. My goodness, what a good play that was for the Andalusia Bulldogs, but not for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. Boy, they had them fooled. They did not see that coming. A little fake handoff as C.J. Richardson came in on like a little motion pattern, and then Malone kept the ball and just took off. Went from the 17 all the way down to about the 10-yard lines where they spotted a 74-yard run on that quarterback keeper. Wow. Mike Ray had a hand on him. Malone was able to break 3, and he got down there. So thankfully they were able to stop him. Hand off to Richardson. It goes up the right side. Hit at the legs. Tackled by number 42, Terrence Culver. Makes a quick leg tackle. Good kind of tackle, because if you don't have your legs, you can't run. So he takes him down, and he is now at the 8-yard line. So we're looking at 2nd down and going to be goal for the Andalusia Bulldogs. Andalusia High School with a big run there that has set this drive up and put them in the red zone. He's in the shotgun. The offensive line spread out pretty good. Takes the snap. Looked like he was looking for a little option play there, but he kept it. And gets up to about the 5-yard line. He's tackled by Dan McGriff. Play saving tackle there. So down the 5-yard line, 3rd and goal. So here in the first quarter with 51 seconds left, the Ashford Yellow Jackets are up 6-0 thanks to a touchdown run by Reginald Melton. But now Andalusia is in striking territory here after a big run by their quarterback on the quarterback keeper. Fooled all of the defense. Little bit of pitch out. A little bit of holding down there. But he does get in the end zone. The quarterback calls for a touchdown, and there's a flag on the play. Flag does come out. So a touchdown by Malcolm Jenkins, but there is some yellow out, and it looks like the initial signal is holding. It's like the initial signal by the head referee there is a holding, so that's going to march it back 10 yards. So Andalusia gets in the end zone, but one of the guys on the O-line got a little carried away and held a guy back, and you just can't do that in football. They penalize you for that. You lose yards. You know, they take away points and take away yards, and it just makes it harder on you. So here we are, 3rd down. And we'll wait for the official call to come in and try to figure out what's going on. So they march it back, and they're going to drop the ball down there in between the 11 and the 12. Holding is the call. So the Bulldogs do not get the 6 points, and they've just made life a little bit harder for themselves. Ashford has a little bit of breathing room here, but they've got to pay attention because Andalusia is pulling out some trick plays here. Takes a snap, heads it off to Richardson. No! Wow. Didn't see that coming. Takes it around the outside. Number 8, Reginald Melton on the tackle. 24, Malcolm Jenkins gets down to looks to be about the 4-yard line of Ashford. So it's going to be 4th and goal. Looks like they're bringing out their kicking team. So holding on the play will be the quarterback, number 13, and kicking, number 3. Gillis Jones, but they'll have to wait until they get a breather here during the quarter break. So at the end of the first quarter, Andalusia had a chance to get some points on the board, and we'll see what they do when we come back. But the Ashford Yellow Jackets are up 6-0 on a touchdown run from Reginald Melton. Big running gains tonight from Mike Ray, Reginald Melton, as well as Blake Weed. He's done a great job tonight, both on offense and defense. We've seen some big defensive plays from Daft Shepard. Andalusia had a chance to get some points on the board. They were in the end zone, but had a holding penalty called on them. But they go to a quarter break, and we'll be right back when they. All right, we're back for the start of the second quarter, and we got the point after attempt coming from number 3, Gillis Jones, held by the quarterback. He kicks it up, and it's good. And I said point after attempt, but excuse me, this is actually going to get them 3 points because they call that a field goal. They did not score the touchdown. That was called back because of a holding penalty. So the score is now 6-3 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. They will be receiving the kick. The ball off for Andalusia will be number 3, Gillis Jones. On his first kickoff, they went for the onside kick. That actually opened the game. and was unsuccessful. So the bands are pumped up, doing a little hey, hey, baby, I want to know if you'll be my girl, but Gillis Jones don't care. He kicks it off. Number 2, Ladarius Condry gets the ball, and he is hit several times, and he's stopped eventually by number 26, Nico Johnson. So Ladarius Condry takes the ball back at about the 8-yard line, gets up to the 31, it appears to be. So a 23-yard return for Ladarius Condry. Nico Johnson on the stop there. So first down and 10 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets at their own 31-yard line. A lot of running in the first half, 2 incomplete passes by Love. Love takes a snap, hands it off to Ashford, to his running back there. It goes around the left side. He's ended up tackled by Kenneth Chambers. Kenneth Chambers, number 12. On the tackle. So looks like they lose about a yard and a half there. The play just didn't really seem to get off on a good foot. Seemed to be a little bit of misstep between the quarterback and the running back, or the wingback, excuse me, who came around the outside to get that snap. He hands it off to Melton, goes to the right side. Ooh, he stopped quickly. So number 7, Justin Knight, on the tackle, and no gain on the play. So they're looking at 3rd and 11. So Ashford lines up with 3rd and 11. First running play, lost him a couple yards, and then the second play by Reginald Melton was stopped immediately by Andalusia. Man in motion, Mike Ray. Oh, and the pass is out. He's wide open, and he drops it. Oh my goodness, Terrence Culver. I mean, he was wide open. He had the defense beat, and he couldn't hold on to it. It was a good pass by Love. I mean, it was right in stride, right in his hands, and my goodness, Terrence could not wrap his paws around it, and it'll bring them to 4th down deep in their territory. And so looks like the punter, Preston Harris, will come out to send the ball down to Andalusia's number 22, Michael Berry. Wow. Terrence Culver had a chance there to make a big play. Friends, that would have been 6. And the snap is back. Harris has a chance for a good kick, a nice spiral kick. Hits at about the 42, gets an Ashford bounce, and sends Andalusia back to their 34-yard line. The ball is stopped by Brandon McCardle. So Brandon gets in there, gets his hands on the ball to call it dead. So Andalusia will take over after a 4th down punt by Ashford, and they pick it up at the 34-yard line. My goodness, I hate to keep bringing it up, but Terrence had a chance to make a big play. I mean, he had the DBs beat. There was nobody around him for at least 4 or 5 steps. If he would have caught that ball, that would have been 6 for the Yellow Jackets. But you live, you learn, you move on. Quarterback takes a snap, hands it off to number 22. Oh, he does a little spin move and breaks free. He's finally caught by number 42, Terrence Culver, and number 11, Jeremy Enfinger, in on the tackle. So that is going to be enough for a 1st down. Takes it to the 49-yard line. So they go from their 34 to the 49. So it looks like a 17-yard gain on the play, and the Bulldogs have a 1st down. Thankfully, Culver did get in there and make that stop. Big tackle needed there by the Yellow Jackets, because if he would have broke a few more, he had a few good moves there, and he would have been on. Again, they give it to him. Goes to the left. He's hit initially by number 44, Blake Weed, but taken down eventually by Dap Shepard, number 24. So it's going to bring up 2nd down and a little more than 5. Number 35 comes in the game. Josh Toller in on defense. Number 55 trucking it off to make the time. Jonathan Hughes. 2nd down. Oh, little fake, quick pass out to 24. He's at the 20, the 10. Oh, and he's dragged down on the outside. Thankfully, he's finally stopped by one of the safeties, number 5, Robert Jackson. So number 13, Matt Malone passes it out to the outside, and he makes a good play there. They did a little fake handoff on the motion, passes it out to his wide receiver out there, gets a big gain on the play, and he's brought down eventually on the play by number 5 for Ashford, Robert Jackson. So Malcolm Jenkins gets him a good gain there, and there is a timeout called on the field by the Yellow Jackets. They're going to need to get a breather here, kind of regroup, because Andalusia has just found a few seams. So Ashford really needs to figure out what's going on here, step up in the pockets, stop the rushes, make some good clean leg tackles, pay attention out on the outside, don't slack up on the receivers, because it seems like they're able to attack in many different ways. They're not doing any big long plays, it's just they're finding these almost trick type of movements that throw the defense off, that make them expect a run. It seemed like Andalusia did a good job at the beginning of the game setting up just a semblance of having just a major overpowering running game. Even though they didn't get much going, they did just give that idea of the running game. So, and now that they're throwing the ball a little bit, it's throwing Ashford off, but they can regroup, they can get back. It is early in the game. They are still up. There's 9 minutes and 13 seconds left here in the second quarter before halftime. Ashford's up 6-3. They just need to step up here and make some big defensive stops and keep Andalusia out of the end zone. But here we are, first down and goal. Looks like to be at about the 8-yard line. So they line up again in the I formation, what they came out and started the game with, one receiver out to the left-hand side. Malone lines up, checks out the defense, takes the snap, hands it off to number 22, and he is going to get in the end zone. He slips by number 5, Robert Jackson, but number 22, Michael Berry, is able to get in from the 8 yards. So an 8-yard touchdown run by Michael Berry puts Andalusia 6 more points on the board. So it is now 9-3 in favor of the Andalusia Bulldogs here in the second quarter with 9 minutes and 8 seconds left. Gillis Jones puts the PAT up, and it is called good by the referees. So the score is now 10-6 in favor of the Andalusia Bulldogs. So Ashford was just they just found some holes in the defense and were able to slip through. So they need to go back and regroup and learn on that. A good drive there by Andalusia. Started back at their 34, and just a big run play by Michael Berry got them into Ashford territory, and then eventually he got the ball into the end zone. And the 30-plus yard pass, that was a great pass to number 24, Malcolm Jenkins. They had a man kind of in motion out there on the receiver side. The slot man stepped back, passed the ball out to Malcolm Jenkins, who ended up taking it down to the 8-yard line, ended up getting 30-plus yards on that play, which is what eventually set up the 8-yard touchdown run by Michael Berry, and ended up putting the Andalusia Bulldogs up 10-3. So Gillis Jones sets the ball up, gets ready for the kickoff here to Ashford Yellow Jackets. Brandon McCardle, and Michael Ray are back for the reception of the kick, as well as number 2, Ladarius Condry. So here comes Gillis Jones, and he gets the ball up, a wobbly kick. McCardle gets his hands on it about the 18-yard line, and he gets down to about the 25 before he's tackled by several of the Bulldogs. They crowded around him and dragged him down. First contact made by Kenneth Chambers on the play. So we're looking at first down and 10 for the Andalusia Bulldog. For the Ashford Yellow Jackets at the 26-yard line. So the drive starts for Ashford at their own 26. So here in the second quarter with 9 minutes, 2 seconds left, the score is 10-6 in favor of Andalusia. Ashford's had a good game tonight, especially on offense. They just need to focus, get the ball down the field. Melton needs to find the holes and get down. So pitch out to Melton, tries to go around to the left side. Breaks some tackles. Wow, he really got through there. Ended up getting to look to be about the little over to the 32. He is tackled by number 11, Justin Answorth. as well as Dorsey, number 2. Shane Dorsey makes contact on the play, so as well as number 11, Justin Ainsworth. So Andalusia brings them down. Melton gets a gain of about 6 on the play, so we're looking at 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line. Love lines up to center with a wing back, hands it off to number 44, Blake Weed. He's tripped up by number 65 of the defense, Ronnie Anderson. He gets about 2 yards on the play. It's going to leave him a little bit short, depending on the spot there. Yes, he is at the 30, just inside the 34-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and about 1 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. So 2 running plays there, gaining about 9 yards. So we're looking for a first down here for the Yellow Jackets. They really need a big play, something here to just get them fired up and get them going. Love lines up in the center. Hands it off to number 44 again, who rumbles and stumbles. Gets to the inside of the 35-yard line, close to the 36. He's tackled by DeAndre Wright of Andalusia. We'll see where the spot is. They're probably going to have to bring in the chains to check it out, and that's what they're going to do. Man, can they read my mind or what? So the official calls for the timeout to walk the chains in, and here come the chain boys. Ready to check and see where the ball really is. Is it a first down ball? We don't know. Blake Weed was really trucking it, and it looks like it is going to be very, very close. Wow, maybe about 1.5 inches. I can't even see the gap between his hands. So 4th down about 1 inch. So let's see if the coach goes for it. Love comes back out. Number 16 comes out, who is Nolan Martin. And I believe they're going to go to get this inch that they need. So here we are. Andalusia, I'm sure they're looking for a big stop here, but Ashford is looking for a big first down. They need this first down. Love lines up under center. Oh, quarterback sneak. Right up the center. Yeah, depending, they stop the clock, but yeah, they give it to him. He got the first down. Hard to pinpoint who made the tackle because he just jumped right in the line. There was a bunch of them, but initial contact by number 42, Brandon Bryan. But it looks like just the host of the Bulldogs got in there. Hey, but too little too late. Ashford gets a first down at the 36-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Ashford at the 36. Drive started at the 26, and they've got a first down. So they've gained 10 yards so far running it. Run by Melton, run by Blake Weed, as well as a sneak there by Love. So Love lines up under center. 1st down and 10 at 36. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Melton. Goes around the right side. Finds a little hole in the defense. And he's to the 50. To the 40. The little stutter step. Oh, and he breaks the tackle to the 35. The 30. The 25. The 20. And he's dragged down by number 24, Malcolm Jenkins. Wow. Reginald Melton with a big play from the 36-yard line. So he gets all the way down to the 12-yard line. So that's going to be, wow, about just about a 50-yard run on the play. So he gets 50 plus, 52 yards. Melton does. Man, they just did not make any good tackles. They just tried to run into him. And he's a big boy. You're not going to knock him down. You got to figure that out early in the game, guys. That's a big gain there, and that's good for Ashford. Wow. All the way down to about the 13-yard line. Brett Malloy out for the pass. Mike Ray comes around in motion. Love hands it off to Mike Ray, who gets about 2 yards. And he's tackled by number 26, Nico Johnson. So about a 3-yard gain on the play. So 2nd down and 7 after a 3-yard run by Mike Ray, and then after a 52-yard run, wow, by Reginald Melton. Andalusia could not bring him down. He was running like a freight train. Full energy. So here we are, 2nd down. Ray in motion again. Handoff to Blake Weed right up the center. Going to gain about 2 yards maybe.
Blake Weed on the carry gets inside 10 down to about the 9-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down.
So Justin Knight makes the stop for Andalusia.
Among others down on the side.
2-yard gain there. So 3rd down and looks to be about 5 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets at the 8 of Andalusia, just inside the 8 towards the 9 of Andalusia. It is the 2nd quarter. We have 5 minutes and 25 seconds left. Number 2, Ladarius Condry out to the right side. Melton back in the backfield as well as Blake Weed. Melton gets the ball, goes to the right side. Oh, he's going to go in. He's touched a little bit, but it was just to say, hey, good job, you scored a touchdown. Man, a 9-yard run by Reginald Melton gets 6 more points on the board. That's his second touchdown of the night. The drive started way back at the Andalusia 26-yard line and has come this way. So a 74-yard drive there by the Ashford Yellow Jackets. A touchdown run by Reginald Melton and a big 52-yard run by Melton are what made that drive so successful. But also a big 4th down quarterback sneak by Ryan Love. So here we are. They opted not to kick the PAT. They're going for 2 to make up for the missed PAT earlier. Love lines up under center, drops back for the pass. He's got time. Oh, there's a flag. Ball is thrown high and incomplete. So flag on the field. Looks more like it's going to be a holding call against the Ashford Yellow Jackets, and that's what it'll be. I'm sure Andalusia will decline it and just make Ashford take no points for their free-point attempt there. And so that brings the score to 12-10 in favor of the Yellow Jackets now with 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the second quarter. So tonight, some big plays by Melton. Big run there that got him right there in scoring territory, and then a 9-yard touchdown run by Melton. Ended up putting 6 more points on the board. Love had a 4th down quarterback sneak that garnered a 1st down around the 50-yard line for the Yellow Jackets. A good run there, just a good push by the O-line that gave him some space to get the ball up and over the 1st down marker. And so now Ashford will come out. Dab Shepard will set up to kick the ball for Ashford Yellow Jackets. Down to receive for Andalusia, we got number 22, Michael Berry, as well as number 32, and that is, Martin Watson. So Martin Watson and Michael Berry back. Dab Shepard gets him fired up. He's ready to go, ready to kick it off. Here he goes. He kicks the ball down. Gets a good boot on it. He's going to send it up to about the 11-yard line. Michael Berry catches the ball. Oh. And Michael Berry is dragged out of bounds at the 34-yard line by number 5, Robert Jackson. A little bit of holding in the backfield there on that play, and the head referee was standing right there staring at it, didn't make the call. Maybe he saw something we didn't. He's a little bit closer, but, I got a good view from up here. Should have been a penalty call on that one. But, hey, that's why he does what he does, and I sit up here. So it's 34-yard line of Andalusia. They take the ball and start out with a 1st down and 10, a fresh set of downs, with 5 minutes and 1 second left here to go before halftime. So the quarterback takes the snap, hands it off to number 1. He has, quarterback keeper again. Fooled me. Thankfully didn't fool the Yellow Jackets. Thankfully for the Yellow Jackets didn't fool them. Gets down to the 41-yard line, gain about 5 yards. 1st down and 10, and now 2nd down and 5 after that 5-yard gain. Derek Noel on the stop. So it is now 2nd down and 5. Getting the shotgun, 4 receivers, 2 in the slot. Takes the snap, run a little option, pitches it out. Whoa, a close pitch. Oh, and he gets around the outside. Oh my goodness, was he hit hard. C.J. Richardson got around the outside. Looks like he got about 13 yards on the gain, and he was smacked by one of the Ashford Yellow Jackets. And that was number 57, Dan McGriff, though. We need to keep an eye on him. He is down. He does not look good. He's laying face down there on about the 41-yard line. But over there on the sideline, number 5, Robert Jackson, just lit up. C.J. Richardson said, hello, welcome to my world, and it hurts here. So the Andalusia Bulldogs looks like they're going to take over down there on the field. They haven't moved the chains or anything like that yet. So we're going to just hope that number 57 there, Dan McGriff, is okay. He looks like he's feeling rough. So the trainers are out there checking him out. So our prayers go out for him and his family, that they're doing that he will be okay and that he will be back up and going soon. Also at this time, I just want to just say a big thanks to those in our military, those who serve overseas, and their families, and all you do for us and our country. And our prayers are with you, and may God bless you in what you do for the sake of freedom. But the good news is Dan McGriff is up, and he is back on the sidelines. He seems to be moving around pretty good. There is a flag on the play, and it was a face mask call against the Yellow Jackets. So we'll wait for the final official call from the head referee here. See if it's of the personal foul variety. It is not. It's an unintentional face mask, 5-yard penalty. Oh, it's declined, okay, because it goes from the spot of the foul. And looks like Andalusia is going to be willing to take the ball on the 47-yard line. So a big play there by C.J. Richardson. Gets around to the outside. Gains about 15 on the play. Their drive started at their 35. They are now inside Ashford territory. Handoff to number 22, Michael Berry. He goes down, and he is eventually wrapped up by number 42, Terrence Culver, who brings him down. And looks like he gained about 7 on the play. So 2nd down and 3 at the 40-yard line. So a 7-yard gain by number 22, Michael Berry. Again in the shotgun for the Andalusia Bulldogs. Number 5 in motion, hands it off again to Michael Berry, who is grabbed from the back by number 35, Josh Toller, who slows him down, and he's eventually tackled by, looks like, number 24, Dap Shepard, who's in there to make the final I got you on the ground tackle. But good grab there by Josh Toller to slow him down and bring him to a screeching halt. So here we are at 39-yard line of Ashford. Andalusia lines up in the shotgun there. Matt Malone has had one good pass tonight. Number 5. Handoff again to Michael Berry, and he just skids to a stop. I mean, he just stopped himself. And number 60, Wesley Welch, says thanks for the stop, because if you would have kept going, I would have knocked you out. So he knocks him down, and it's now 4th down and 4. So we'll see what Andalusia decides to do here. Are they going to punt it down? Are they going to punt it down, or are they going to keep it? And they're going to go for it. A bold move here by the coach. They could pin Ashford deep with a good punt, but maybe they just don't have a good punter. He takes the snap. Little option flick to 22, and he's got enough, depending on where they spot him out of bounds, and it looks like they're going to give it to him. He was tackled on the play out there by a couple of the Yellow Jackets, and after he gains about probably about 7 yards on the play. So Robert Jackson, and again Dap Shepard on the play. Robert Jackson with the initial hit out of bounds as he's back in that DB position, was able to make a quick play out there to get to him, to stop him. So a bold move there by the Andalusia coaching staff, but it does get them a 1st down on the little option flick from the shotgun. So we're looking at 1st down and 10 for Andalusia at their 36-yard line. Handoff to Michael Berry. He has had a big drive so far. He runs it around to the left side. He's brought down by number 44, Blake Weed. Makes the stop there. So he gets about 7 yards. Going to bring 2nd and 3. And number Wesley Welch had an assist there on the tackle. Okay, so on that 7-yard gain there, and by Michael Berry, they're looking at 2nd and 3rd, and a big stop there because he had a few openings, and if Wesley Welch hadn't have made that initial contact and Blake Weed been in there to make the final stop, he may have got several more yards. So they're taking a timeout, and they're going to talk things over. So here at 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here in W.H. Brown Stadium here in Ashford before the 2nd quarter. Second down and 3 for Andalusia after the timeout. Number 5 in the motion, number 15 wide. Takes the snap, keeps it, he passes it up. Number 24 could not get out to it. Malcolm Jenkins couldn't get into it. He was covered by number 5, Robert Jackson, out there in the safety position. So, looks like the 2nd pass of the night, I believe, for Matt Malone. The first pass was a little flick out to the left side that ended up getting them a big gain back in the 1st quarter. But now that pass fell incomplete, so it brings up 3rd down, and they're still in the shotgun with 3 men out. Number 5 again in motion. And off to, a keeper again. Caught him off guard. Number 44, Blake Weed, makes the stop. Andalusia with the big 1st down gain there. Gained about 10 yards on the play. So it is 1st down and 10 from the, looks to be about the 18-yard line of the Yellow Jackets for Andalusia. Number 5 goes in motion. Matt Brown takes the snap, hands off him, and he keeps it again. Wow, man, that play will fool you every time. Number 60, Wesley Welch, in on the tackle. He gets out there and gets about 6 yards. So So it's looking at 2nd and 4. So they're right outside of the 10-yard line, so 2nd and 4. There is just under 2 minutes in the second quarter before halftime. Senior recognition night here at the Ashford Stadium, Ashford High School. This time send a man in motion from the other side, and another quarterback keeper. Wow. Number 60 again, Wesley Welton on the stop. Mullen gets down to about the 5-yard line, and the Bulldogs take a timeout. This drive is going rather well for them. They started at their own 35-yard line and have marched down the field to about, looks to be about the 3-yard line, where they're looking at a 1st and goal. Score is 12-10 in favor of the Ashford Yellow Jackets right now, with 1 minute and 33 seconds left to go here in the first half. 4, 3, 2. Bulldogs have 1st and goal from the Yellow Jackets' 4-yard line. Line up in the I formation. That's what they started the game with. 1 man out to the left side. Hand off to 22, who cuts back and steps in the end zone. So this 4-yard touchdown run by Michael Berry. 73, Eddie Evans had a hand on him, but couldn't get him enough to bring him down. So that puts 6 more points on the board for Andalusia. It gets them up 16-12. Point after attempt here by Gillis Jones, held by the quarterback, number 13, Matt Malone. Snap is back, the kick is up, and good high kick. Gets through the middle of the uprights for an extra point. So the score here in the second quarter with 1 minute 29 seconds left is 17-12, Andalusia. So Andalusia's up by 5 points on the Jackets tonight. They just kept running that quarterback keeper. I guess if it's not broke, don't fix it. They kept running it, kept running it, kept running. Eventually got them in enough place where Michael Berry then could take the handoff from that running back position and cut through the line basically untouched and get 6 more points on the board. 2 touchdowns tonight for the Yellow Jackets, both by Reginald Melton. One on an 8-yard run and the other, the other 8-yard run as well. So he's had 2 touchdowns tonight. And both PATs, first one was a kick that was missed. Second one, 2-point conversion, was an incomplete pass. Holding penalty on the play as well. That just shut that down, didn't give them opportunity for that. So we're looking at 12 points for Ashford Yellow Jackets tonight. With a little bit of time left, they're going to get the ball here on the kickoff from number 3, Gillis Jones, after the touchdown score by Andalusia. So McCardle and Ray back for the kickoff. Gillis Jones kicks a wobbly kick up again to McCardle, who gets it at the 10-yard line to the 20 before he's dragged down by number 42. By number 42, Brandon Bryan of Andalusia. He gets to about the 19-yard line, so a 9-yard return there by Brandon McCardle on the play. So there is a 1st and down 10, and another opportunity right here is an opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to work their way down the field here and put some points on the board before halftime. 1 minute 23 seconds left, 17-12. Andalusia is up. We knew this would be a close game tonight. Number 1, C.J. Richardson, in there at the fullback position. Now he is not a large guy, but he has made some big plays tonight. And then Michael Berry has gone in for a couple of scores to put Andalusia up, as well as a field goal attempt by Gillis Jones that was good. That has accounted for their 17 points. So a close game tonight between Ashford and Andalusia. Andalusia has called a timeout to prepare for this little 2-minute drill that Ashford is going to go into. 3.
Now it'll be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets.
So the Yellow Jackets take over 1st and 10 at their, looks to be their 17-yard line. Love pitches out to number 12, Brandon McCardle, who goes down to the 21-yard line. Excuse me, I said McCardle. Seth Johnson is number 12, pardon me. And number 85 on the tackle, James Hogg, makes the play at about the 21-yard line. So about a 3-yard gain by Seth Johnson, and it's going to be 2nd down and 7. Love lines up under center, takes the snap, drops back for the pass. He's looking deep down the field. He's got a man. Yeah, the tip drill works. Number 5, Robert Jackson to the 10, the flags, my friends. It is litter free. It is 6 points for the Yellow Jackets on the deep pass by Love to Robert Jackson for 6 points. He gets down there and puts another 6 up there, 18-17. So let me tell you something. 2 plays is all it takes, and they are in the end zone for 6 points. The Yellow Jackets with a big pass play there by Love. He put it right in stride for Jackson. Pretty decent pass. Jackson just fumbled with it for a little bit in his hands, bobbled it up, eventually was able to soak it in and get in for the score. So Brent Malloy is out. Love for the hold, and he's going to go for this PAT. Whoa, a little fake. Love pitches it out. Gets a man in the back of the end zone. Oh, and they call it incomplete. Pass intended for number 42, Terrence Culver. He catches it, but he was out of bounds. DeAndre Wright was out there ready to give him a little shove there to make sure that he didn't get those 2 points. So a little trickery by the Ashford Yellow Jackets was close to paying off, but just not enough. So the score is 18-17 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Wow, what a quick, probably about a 15-second drive there for the Jackets. There's about 42 seconds left here before we go to halftime. The team is pumped up, man. Special teams hopping, ready to go. And so after that big pass by Love, so 78-yard reception by Robert Jackson. Man, he was trucking it down there, got in front of the cornerback. Pass was just in the right spot, caught him in stride. He was able to finally get his hands on it down there at about the 25 and just trucked it on into the end zone for 6. So good play. Dap Shepard's ready to kick it off. Back to receive for Andalusia, number 22, Michael Berry, as well as number 32, Martin Watson. So the fans are pumped up. The cheerleaders have done a good job doing some cheers, keeping everybody engaged in the game. Band's getting ready to play, but Michael Berry is thinking, I'm going to get me some yardage, and he gets a little bit to the 26-yard line from about the 10, so about a 16-yard gain on the play. Tackled on the play by number 43, Mike Ray, in there to make the stop in the middle of the field. So Andalusia takes over in their territory at the 26-yard line with 35 seconds left here in the second quarter. So line up the shotgun, 2 receivers, 1 man in the tight end position. Hands it off to Berry, who goes up the left side. Gets about 4 yards. Tackled by number 35, Josh Toller, in there to make the quick stop. So they're at the 31-yard line, about a 5-yard gain on the play. So with 12-11, I think it looks like they're going to let the clock tick down till halftime. Go into halftime, the score is 18-17 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Two rushing touchdowns by Melton, 1 passing touchdown from Love to Jackson. Big 78-yard touchdown pass. And that takes us to halftime. Andalusia has 3 scores from number 22, Michael Berry, as well as, 2 rushing scores from Michael Berry, as well as a field goal from Gillis Jones that gives them their score of 17. So it's a close game tonight here at W.H. Brown Stadium on Senior Recognition Night here in Ashford. And we're going to go to halftime. We're looking forward to the great presentation by both bands and looking forward to seeing all their hard work come to fruition. So we will be back with the next half of play right after this. Okay, kickoff by Dap Shepard. Received by number 22, Michael Berry. Finds a hole. It gets to the 40-yard line. Number 10 on the play for Andalusia. DeAndre Wright tackled by Robert Jackson. So Andalusia gets back to their 42-yard line for first down and 10 here to start the second half. Score is 18-17 in favor of Ashford. Hey. Still there? No, it's like just started the third quarter. Head on to the... go to the circle, go across the circle, and Circuit City's right there by Old Navy. They should have one. I appreciate it. All right, so first to 10, hand off to number 22. Oh, keeper again, he pitches out on the little option to number 5. So number 5, T.L. Smith takes the option. Josh Toller makes the tackle after a gain of about 8 on the play, 8 to 9. So it's going to be 2nd down and 1 after the stop by Josh Toller there on 1st down.
49-yard line of Ashford. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
So here on 2nd down and 2 here in the 3rd quarter, right at the beginning, after a 1st down. Andalusia hands it off. Keeper again. And number 44, Blake Weed on the stop.
To the 47-yard line. That'll be enough for the 1st down. Blake Weed on the stop.
So that stops the clock, and a 1st down for the Andalusia Bulldogs. Blake Weed makes a stop there, saves any more, but they still get the 1st down. So here in the 3rd quarter, 11 minutes, 22 seconds left, Andalusia has the ball. Ashford is up by the score of 18 to 17. Takes a snap. Oh, wow, hands it off to 22, and he's thrown down by Eddie Evans, number 73. Big play by Eddie there on the defensive line to make the stop. Loss of a yard. It's going to be 2nd down and 11 after the big tackle there by number 73, Eddie Evans. So Andalusia is looking at a long 11 here on 2nd down. They line up in the shotgun. One man in the backfield with the quarterback, number 22. He takes the snap. Little option here. He keeps it. Goes to the inside. Gains about 4 yards, it looks to be. Tackled by number 35, Josh Toller, there on the defensive end position. Gains about 4 yards, so 2nd down and 8. So, excuse me, 3rd down and 8. So we're at the 44-yard line in Ashford territory for Andalusia. Ashford needs to make a big defensive stand here to force them to a 4th down try. Quarterback keeper with a little option pitch out to number 22. He slips, and he's run over by number 24, Dab Shepard, after a gain of about 3 on the play. So it is a good stop for Ashford there. Brings up 4th down and 5. So here in the 3rd quarter, with 9 minutes and 54 seconds left, the score 18 to 17. Andalusia is facing a 4th down and 5 at the Ashford 41 and a half, looks to be. Matt Malone lines up under center. One man in the backfield. It's a new formation for them tonight. He's reading the defense, so got an ace backfield. Quarterback keeper, he goes around the right, and they misread it again. Jackson stumbles, doesn't make the tackle. He's eventually dragged down by number 50, Derek Nowell. Derek Nowell makes the tackle. Looks to be about a 15 to 20-yard gain there for Andalusia Bulldogs there on 4th down on the quarterback keeper. He is able to go up the right side. He did a great job of faking the handoff to the ace backfield man and gains a good chunk of yards for the 1st down. So it's 1st down at the 19 of Ashford for the Andalusia Bulldogs. 9 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Pitch out to number 22, goes right to the left side. He's initially hit by number 43, Mike Ray, eventually dragged down by number 44, Blake Weed, on the outside. So 4-yard gain for Michael Berry. It is now 2nd down and 7. So here on 2nd and 7, Andalusia is really pushing the ball up the field here. They had a pretty good kickoff return to fire the drive off. And now with some big runs there by the quarterback on the quarterback sneak, as well as by Michael Berry, they have got another 1st down and are attacking the red zone. Berry around to the left side. Number 5 runs him out of bounds eventually, just inside the 10-yard line. 22, Michael Berry gets about 7 yards on the play. Clock is stopped on the out-of-bounds run. So it's 1st and goal for Andalusia at about the 9-yard line. Scores 18 to 17 in favor of the Yellow Jackets. They're looking to hold on to that lead, but Andalusia is attacking now with some big runs here by Berry, as well as one quarterback sneak, a quarterback keeper, that went around the right side. Takes a snap, hands it 22 again, run down by number 55. Jonathan Hughes makes the stop. Stops the play after a gain of about 4. So, gain of about 5 or 6 on the play, So it's going to be second down and goal from little inside, in between the 3 and the 4 yard line, about 3.5. Andalusia lines up in the I formation, 1 man out. Receiver. Malone lines up, hands it off directly to 22, who cuts back and breaks across the goal line for 6 more points. So Andalusia goes up with the score of 23-18 with 7 minutes and 44 seconds left in the third quarter. Andalusia marches down the field from their 42-yard line after a big return on the kickoff. Quarterback keeper on fourth down gained a good chunk of yardage and got them down deep into Ashford territory. Eventually we're in the red zone, and now they line up to go for a 2-point conversion. Same formation they just scored on. He takes the snap. He keeps the ball, passes it out. It's got a man wide open who just steps in there. It looks like to be number 80, Tom Wright. Gets the 2-point conversion. No Ashford Yellow Jacket around to make the stop. They put 2 more points on the board, which gets them up to 25. So Ashford has to score now a touchdown plus an extra point to tie it, or could win it with a 2-point conversion. Malloy has missed 1 PAT tonight. The second touchdown, they went for a 2-point conversion, which failed, and again on the third touchdown, after that long 78-yard touchdown pass from Love to Robert Jackson, they went for a fake to get the 2 points, and that fell incomplete in the back of the end zone as he couldn't get both feet down. So Andalusia is ready for the kickoff. Gillis Jones is going to hope to send it deep down the field to Mike Ray and Jeremy White, as well as on the outside, Brandon McCardle. Brandon McCardle received the last one. Gillis sends it down to Mike Ray. Brandon and Mike did a little switch. The last couple have gone to Brandon. Mike breaks through. He finds him a little hole, runs into one of his own blockers, but he's still rumbling, stumbling to the 40, just over the 45-yard line. A little over 35-yard return. He's tackled by Shane Dorsey. The kicker makes the play. Gillis Jones gets in there, number 3, to stop Mike as he found a seam in the special teams on the left side and was able to break through. He ended up running to one of his own men, which slowed him down. He couldn't keep that speed going, and Gillis Jones makes the stop to save that. So a big play for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. So here they are, first down and 10 at the 45-yard line in their territory here in the third quarter, their first drive of the quarter. Love under a lot of pressure, and he's sacked. Man, he is brought down at the 41-yard line by number 7, Justin Knight. He did not have a chance. He got that snap, rolled out to his left, and in seconds, Knight was there to bring him down. So that's going to bring up second down and 13. It is the third quarter, 7 minutes, 10 seconds left after the touchdown and 2-point conversion by Andalusia. They go up with the score 25-18. So Love just was sacked on the first down play here on the first drive for Ashford. Reginald Melton and number 44 Blake Weed in the backfield. Brent Malloy and Mike Ray out as receivers. Number 8, Melton takes the ball. He stumbles through. He is fighting, keeping them legs moving. They're trying to strip it, but they couldn't. He gets down to the 42-yard line. He's eventually tackled by C.J. Richardson as well as DeAndre Wright. DeAndre Wright, number 10, on the stop, and number 2, Shane Dorsey, on the stop. So those two guys bring him down. Melton was keeping the feet moving. It's a good practice by every running back just to keep running, because you never know what's going to happen, and you could break free at any instant. And he did a great job, and it gained him quite a bit of yardage. They started at the 45-yard line, lost a couple yards, but then after a big, about 17-yard run, they get a first down for Melton. So Blake Weed takes the ball up about 4 yards, and he's brought down by number 26, Nico Johnson, as well as 85, James Hogg. So here we are, second down and 6 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. Pitch out to number 8. The left side, he gets some room. And he's brought down at about the 26-yard line by number 2 of Andalusia Bulldogs, Shane Dorsey. So Reginald Melton gets a first down there on about a about a 15-yard gain. Melton's had some big runs here. Kept Ashford's drive alive. We're in the third quarter. 5 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Scores 25-18. Love lines up under center. Hands off again to Melton, who goes up the right side. He's grabbed by number 65 on the defense, and that is Ronnie Anderson. He gains about 2 yards, so we're looking at 2nd down and 8 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. They started this drive back at their 45-yard line after a great run back by Mike Ray. Broke through a seam in the special teams and got to Ashford's 45, and now after 25 yards, they are down at, after 30 yards, they're down at the 25 Andalusia. Andalusia stops that play quickly there on 3rd down. 85, James Hogg makes the stop. So Mike Ray, he tried to make that carry there coming around from the outside. Got nothing on it, so that was on 2nd down. So now we're looking at 3rd down and 9 for Andalusia. For the Ashford Yellow Jackets. So Andalusia with a big stop there. Ashford needs to have a big play here to get a 1st down. Milton has been very successful. We'll see if they give him the ball, or if Ryan will drop back for a pass. Pitch out to Milton. Breaks a tackle. Runs into number 43, Mike Ray, but he ends up getting, it looks like it's going to be enough for the 1st down. It gets down to about the 11-yard line. Number 26, Nico Johnson, in on the tackle for Andalusia. So Milton again on 3rd down makes a big play. Gets about 14 yards on the play. So it's 1st and 10 on the 11-yard line of Andalusia Bulldogs. So they have 4 chances to get it down to the 1, and then it's about another 4 to get it in from there. Number 44, Blake Weed, stumbles up to about the 7-yard line, tackled by an 85, James Hogg of the Andalusia Bulldogs. He goes around the left side there, kind of pushed a few guys in front of him to get some blocks in there, and was able to stumble down to the 7. So 2nd down and 7 from the 8-yard line of Andalusia. Number 16, Nolan Martin, comes in with the play and goes out to his wide receiver position. Number 43, Mike Ray, is also on the outside. Number 8 and 44, Reginald Melton and Blake Weed are in the backfield. Love with a reverse to Mike Ray. Goes around the outside and the dive on the inside of the cone. And the referee looks like he's calling him out of bounds down there at about the 3-yard line, maybe the 2-yard line. Referee didn't seem to question it at all. He watched it and ran right to it. So they're giving him they're not giving him the touchdown. Crowd kind of wants that touchdown, but it won't get it. So it is 3rd down and 2. Mike with a great run there, just kind of ran out of space on the side, and I guess his foot must have grazed that out of bounds line. Referee would not give him the touchdown. He stepped out, so it's going to be 3rd and 2 at the 3-yard line. Melton with the ball, cuts up. Maybe gets 2 yards, so he's down to the 1-yard line. Brandon Bryan in on the stop. See where they spot it if they have, because there is space down there for Ashford to get a 1st down and get a fresh set of downs. And whoa, man, it is 4th down. So it's just outside the 1-yard line, probably about a foot it looks to be. Just enough for the referee to tell that it is not a 1st down. So Nolan Martin brings in the play. Malloy comes off. Nolan Martin goes out to his wide receiver position on the right side. Ashford lines up. See if they go to that power I formation that they usually use down here. No, they don't. They got 2 men in the backfield. Blake Weed and Reginald Melton. Love lines under center. Quarterback sneak. Wow. A big push by Andalusia. We'll see what the... And there's celebration there on the Andalusia sideline, but we haven't seen any call yet. The referee stopped the clock a second ago. Not really sure what's going on here. Players must know something we don't. Depending on the spot of the ball, they're bringing the chains out, but doesn't look like they've moved it much from the last spot. Andalusia had a great defensive push there. Wow, a little premature celebration by Andalusia. That'll come back to bite you sometimes. Ashford has 4 downs now to put it in from there. Andalusia had a lot of celebration. The whole crowd was going into it, but you know what? It didn't pay off. Ashford got a first down on the sneak from Ryan Love on 4th down, and with 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter, it's a first down and goal from the 1. Hand off to Melton. Oh my goodness. He stumbles back to the 6-yard line because Malcolm Jenkins wasn't going to have nothing of it. He pushed him back. Wow. So Ashford's looking at 2nd down and 6. Second and goal, but they're 6 yards out. They're on the 6-yard. I mean, they had first and goal at the 1-yard line after that sneak. Well, we had a great halftime show from both bands. We're excited about them. They're doing a great job. Proud of you guys. Cheerleaders are doing a great job. So, Ashford, 2nd down at the 6. Love's got Melton. He's got to pitch it out. He got a touchdown on the right side. Nobody was even close to him. Love saw him. Love pitched it out. Touchdown, Ashford Yellow Jackets. So with 1 minute, 22 seconds left of the game, the score is going to be 24-25. Favor Andalusia. Brent Malloy comes down the field to kick the point after attempt. So some big runs there by Melton. One by Mike Ray out on the left side on the reverse. Got it down to about the 3-yard line and a couple pushes. Took him 4 tough tries to get another first down there at the 1. Eventually they did, so now it is 24-25. Love takes a snap. Malloy gets a boot on it. It looks good. That is going to be an extra point. Brent Malloy gets a big kick. It is tied, my friends, 25-25. What a ball game we have going on here tonight at W.H. Brown Stadium here in Ashford. 1 minute and 22 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 4, 3. And Dap Shepard kicks off after the touchdown by Reginald Melton. The pass from Love. Number 22, Michael Berry. Whoa, man! Mike Ray with a giant diving tackle. Hello. He said, how you doing? Michael went down. Michael Berry went down at about the 11-yard line. A couple flags came out immediately, holding on the receiving team. That hurts you every time. That's going to be half the distance to the goal. Send them back to probably about their 6-yard line. So, wow, big special teams play by the Yellow Jackets. They really need Andalusia to start deep in their territory. Andalusia's had some success with the running game tonight, and they just really need to watch out for that. So yeah, it looks like it'll be about the 6-yard line of Andalusia is where they'll start here on this drive. Ashford had a successful drive last time, culminated with a 6-yard touchdown pass from Love to Reginald Melton on the right side. Love kind of rolled out to his right. Melton was streaking out that way, and nobody was even close to him, so he just flicked it off. Brent Malloy made the kick, and then Dap Shepard here on the kickoff, and a big stop by Mike Ray, stopping that with the holding penalty, pushed Andalusia Bulldogs back to their 6-yard line. Number 22 with the keeper. Looks like gained about 4 or 5 on the play. 50, Derek Noble is in on the tackle. So it's going to be at about the 11-yard line of Andalusia. So 2nd and 7. It's going to be. Been an exciting game tonight. Ashford has hung tight here with the Andalusia Bulldogs and played some good football. Andalusia went up here in the third quarter, but Ashford responded with the score. Whoa! Quick throw out there by Matt Millown. Robert Jackson drags him out of bounds at the 32-yard line. The pass was out there to Malcolm Jenkins. Nobody was on him at all. Thankfully, Robert Jackson was back there in his DB spot watching the play and was able to get him and throw him out at about the 32-yard line. So a 21-yard play for the Andalusia Bulldogs. Big pass there from Matt Millown out to Malcolm Jenkins. Keeper up the left side. Not this time. Ashford Yellow Jackets were watching that one. He gains about 3 on the play. gets to the just on the inside of the 35-yard line. Eddie Evans on the stop. So the Bulldogs are going to be looking at 7 yards here on second down with 11 seconds, 10 left in the third quarter. We'll see if they snap it beforehand. They'll probably just let it run down. Scores 25-25. Well, they do take the snap here. Oh, keeper with a pitch out. Whoa, boy, is fast. He got to the outside. Number 5 again on the stop. Pushes him out of bounds at the, looks to be just on the inside of the 42-yard line. That will be the end. That will be the end of the third quarter. The ball spotted just on the inside of the 42-yard line of Andalusia. So we're looking at third and just about a couple feet for Andalusia to get a first down. So Ashford needs to come up with a big stop here to send it to fourth down. So after a score by Ashford as well as a score by Andalusia Bulldogs, Ashford responded with a score after Andalusia scored. The score is now 25-25. We are going to the fourth quarter. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to the fourth quarter of play. Andalusia takes a snap, hands it off to number 22. Whoa! Breaks the tackle, gets it around to the right side. He bounced it back out. Wasn't the original plan. Number 5, Robert Jackson, again saves the play for the Yellow Jackets. They get into Yellow Jacket territory at the 46-yard line, looks to be. So a 15-yard gain there by number 22, Michael Berry, around the outside. So on third down, they get enough for the first. After about a 15-yard gain, Robert Jackson saves the play for the Yellow Jackets. It is first down at 10, just on the 45-yard line. 24 in motion. Keeper again to the right side. Gets down to the 39-yard line of Yellow Jackets territory. Number 57, Dan McGriff, in on the stop. So we're looking at second down and 4 for Andalusia. Number 54 comes in, calling the play, Cameron Best. Josh Toller, number 35, trucks it off the field. Second down at 4. Ashford needs to come up with a big stop here on this series. 22 takes the handoff from Matt Malone, goes up to about the 38-yard line. 44 Blake Weed in on the stop. Third down and 3. 10 minutes and 59 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Scores 25-25. Andalusia is marching on the field. Drive started at their 6-yard line. A big run by, a big pass to number 24 by Matt Malone. His pass to Malcolm Jenkins for 21 yards really opened up. Whoa, a little bit of quarterback. Wow. Quarterback faked the hand off the inside. The man on the inside got hit, kept the ball, pitched it out to number 24. Number 24, Malcolm Jenkins, gets around to the 18-yard line, and it looks like Robert Jackson again, along with some help from Blake Weed and Mike Ray, got out there to make the stop. So they're down about the 19-yard line. Wow. So there's a timeout on the field called by Ashford Yellow Jackets. They need to stop and regroup and make sure that they've got all their stuff together here. Andalusia is marching down the field and is really controlling this drive. 3, 2, 1. All right, it's first and down for Andalusia at the Ashford 19. Here in the fourth quarter, Andalusia has started at their 6-yard line, has moved it down the field with some big plays. Quarterback keeper again, little option down on the other side. Savers that play just finished, but they won't be fooled this time. Number 8, Reginald Melton, was in there ready to make the stop. So they'll lose 2 yards on the play. It's going to be second down at 12 at the big stop by Melton. He read that one out. So Andalusia with 9:51 left here in the fourth quarter, looking to put some more points on the board. Ashford looking to keep that from happening. Line up in the shotgun again. No man in motion this time. Takes a snap, little option flick. Whoa, ball's fumbled, but bounces in his hands. And then looks like number 55, 55, Jonathan Hughes was in there ready to make the stop. Robert Jackson was in there on the play as well. So a big play by Andalusia. Well, they're marching. Oh, the play was ruled to be incomplete because he did throw it forward. So it is 3rd down 12. The ball was marched back. So a good break there for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. Lines up in the shotgun. Andalusia Bulldogs, 3rd 12. Ashford needs a big stop here. Get the ball back in their favor. Number 5 in motion. Drops back for the pass. He's got a man in the end zone, and he catches it and gets his feet in. And the referee is going to throw his arms up for 6. There are no flags out of the field. Number 24, Malcolm Jenkins, catches a touchdown pass on the right side. A 12-yard TD pass from Matt Malone to Malcolm Jenkins. Puts 6 more points on the board for the Andalusia Bulldogs. It's 31-25. Jeremy Enfinger was out there in coverage, but there was nothing he could do about it. The ball was just placed in the right spot on the outside of the receiver, and the corner just couldn't get enough air under him to stop it. So, number 3, Gillis Jones for the PAT, kicks it up and through the uprights. It is good. Extra point attempt. So the score is now 32-25 after the touchdown from Matt Malone out to Michael Jenkins, 12 yards. One of those plays where the quarterback just kind of flicks it out to the edge of the end zone. If the receiver drops it, it's just dropped, and there's pretty much no chance of a cornerback to make much plays on it when you get it in that position. So Jeremy Enfinger couldn't do a whole lot about that. But Andalusia is now up here in W.H. Brown Stadium in Ashford, 32-25. We are in the 4th quarter of play, and there is 9 minutes and 22 seconds left. Brandon McCardle and Jeremy White, as well as Mike Ray, are going to be back to receive the kick from number 3 of Andalusia, Gillis Jones. So Gillis Jones comes up, the kick from the 40. Mike Ray has the ball to the 30 and gets down to about the 30, just inside the 35. Well, it looks like they're going to spot him on the, just inside the 35, closer to 36, 1st out of 10. DeAndre Wright on the tackle for Andalusia on the stop. So in the first half, Melton had 116 yards rushing. He's had some more tacked on this half. He had a touchdown as well. He's had 3 touchdowns on the night. Ryan Love had a 78-yard touchdown pass, and he's 1 for 7 on the evening. Total yardage in the first half for Ashford was 245 yards. So here they come up on a very important drive. 1st down 10 at the 36-yard line. The band trying to get everybody fired up. Love lines up in the center. 2 men out. Hands off to Melton. It looks to be he gets about maybe 2 yards. He's stopped by number 42, Brandon Bryan, is in there to make the play. He's been on a lot of the defensive stands tonight, especially on the short run plays. So 2nd down and 8 for Ashford on their own 37-yard line. So Love lines up under center. He's got Mike Ray out. Pitch out to Melton, right side, and he's tripped up by number 42, Brandon Bryan, again on the stop. Another maybe 1.5 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 8.5. 3rd down and 8 on the play. 3rd down and 8 here for Ashford Yellow Jackets here in the 4th quarter. This is a very important down here. They need to break something out here as the Andalusia Bulldogs have gone up by a score of 32-25. Time is ticking away in the 4th quarter, so Ashford lines up, hoping to make something happen here on 3rd down and 8. Love keeps the ball in a little bootleg. Passes out to 43, Mike Ray, and is just overthrown. Couldn't get to it. The pass was just a little high. On the coverage, Leslie James, number 10, out there on the coverage. So brings up 4th down and 8. They're going to send out Preston Harris to get the punt off. Coach has faith in the defense that they'll make a stand and get the ball back for him. 22, Michael Berry is back for the reception. So here on fourth down, it is 32 to 25, 7 minutes, 54 seconds left. Fourth quarter, Ashford hoping to make something happen. We'll see if a big play comes up here on special teams. Fake to Reginald Melton. Oh, and he breaks free on the right side. He's dragged down by 42 at the 44-yard line. Number 42, Brandon Bryant on the fake punt. What a good call there. Looked like Andalusia was kind of expecting it, especially having 2 men lined up on the right side there, but they just couldn't stop it. So that's a good news for Ashford Yellow Jackets, because now they have first down and 10 on their 44-yard line. Melton took the short snap from the punter. Preston did a good job of faking, receiving the snap, throwing off the defense a little bit, and gave enough time for Melton to get around for a first down. So here we are, first down and 10. Love to number 24. He's hit immediately on the outside by number 85, James Hogg. He is right there to make the stop. So Dap Shepherd gets about maybe a few inches on the play. Not much to speak of, really just about the original line of scrimmage, if maybe he even lost a few inches on the play. So second down and about 10. So second down and 10, Ashford lines up, 1 man out. Number 5, Robert Jackson, scored a touchdown earlier on a big pass by Love. Love may be looking for him again, sends the ball down the field. Jackson, oh man, it was tipped through the hands of the defense, number 2, Shane Dorsey, right into Robert's hands, and Jackson could not make the grab. Wow, what a big play that would have been, but you move on, it's third down and 10. Number 16 comes in with the play, Nolan Martin. Number 4, Jeremy White comes out. Nolan goes out to his wide receiver position. Number 5, Robert Jackson, spread out to the right. Tim in the backfield, number 44, Blake Weed, number 8, Reginald Melton. Third down and 10. Love hands it off to Melton, who's still stumbling. Hit by 65 in the back. Number 65, Ronnie Anderson, as well as Shane Dorsey on the tackle. They knocked him forward, gave him a pretty good push. Looks like they're going to put it on. Well, wow, that's a rough spot there. Wow, they pin him on the almost on the 47. Excuse me, on the 37 of Andalusia. So it's 4th and 3, 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Score 32 to 25. Love calls a timeout. He's got to talk this over, figure out what to do. It's fourth down. Another fourth down on this drive for Ashford. They've been pretty successful on fourth down conversions tonight, but they really need to keep this drive alive with 6 minutes and 17 seconds as they go to talk it over. 4, 3. Ashford's been talking over what they're going to do, and looks like they made a decision. It's fourth down and 3 here in the fourth quarter. Andalusia Bulldogs looking to make a stop. Ashford's looking for a first down. Love lines up under center. Comes up again. I guess he's trying to get somebody to jump. Calls another timeout. Wow. So the Jackets are all fresh out of timeouts. Not a good sign when a game is this close, because you need those sometimes when you're marching down the field. You don't want to have to spike the ball or try to get out of bounds. Sometimes it's good to have a timeout in the bag just to pull it out and stop the clock when you need to. So no time is ticked off the clock. Fourth quarter, 6 minutes, 17 seconds left. 32 to 25. No more timeouts for Ashford. Andalusia's up, score 32-25. Some big runs tonight by Michael Berry. He has done a great job in running back position for Andalusia. But also tonight, one always standout player for Ashford is number 8, Reginald Melton. Has some several touchdowns on the evening. And Love had one big 78-yard pass to number 5, Robert Jackson, for a touchdown. Perfect pass, hit him in stride. So here we go, fourth down and 3. Boy, both crowds are getting fired up. Let's see what happens. And a timeout is called. So that's 3 timeouts in a row, 2 from Ashford, 1 from Andalusia. So Andalusia wants to talk it over and figure out what they're going to do. Their coaching staff comes out to try to give them some hints. For a 3. Andalusia's had time to talk over what they're going to do here on fourth down, as they just called a timeout. Ashford Yellow Jackets, 4th down and 3. Line up, Mike Ray in the wing back position, 2 men in the backfield. Love lines under center, takes a snap. Whoa, he's keeping it. Throws it out to Melton, who makes the grab. He's at the 30 to the 28-yard line before he slips. Wow. Ashford really got away with that one. What a great play for Ashford. Justin not in there on the play for Andalusia to stop it, but would have been down anyways. Melton hit his knees, so it is 1st down and 10 for Ashford. They keep the drive alive. This is what they need to do. So it's at the 28-yard line in Andalusia territory. Apparently they needed to take another timeout. They needed a little better play there for Andalusia because they couldn't stop that. So Love lines the bat up under center. Sounds like the Ashford fans want a touchdown because that's what they're telling the team they want. We want a touchdown. Number 65, Ronnie Anderson, in there to make the stop on the run right up the middle. So it is now 2nd down and about 8 for the Yellow Jackets. Clock is still ticking. 5 minutes, 35 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Score 32-25. Mike Ray comes out. Number 16, Nolan Martin, number 9, in there for receiver position. Handoff up the right side. Reginald Melton tackled out of bounds by number 23, Leslie James. So Melton gets about a 8-yard gain. Well, 7-yard gain on the play, depending on the spot. Well, no, excuse me, 6-yard gain is down to about the 21-yard line. Well, wow. Boy, can I not see. 1st down to the 18. So Melton gets a big 1st down there on 2nd and 8. 1st down and 10, just inside the 17-yard line here in the 4th quarter. So a couple big plays, keeping this drive alive for the Ashford Yellow Jackets. We can expect to see a running play here. Malloy and Nolan Martin out and receiver positions. Hand off to Melton, goes up the left side. They try to get him. He breaks a few tackles. He's eventually dragged down by the Andalusia Bulldog, number 23, Leslie James, again in there on the tackle. Ronnie Anderson also in there to make the play. Gains about 6 yards. So 2nd and 4 for Ashford Yellow Jackets here in the 4th quarter. 4 minutes, 49 seconds left. They're looking to get the ball in the end zone is what they need to do. They are now in scoring position inside the red zone at the 11-yard line of the Andalusia Bulldogs. Been a tight game tonight. Big drive here for Ashford to keep this game alive. Love just drops straight back. He's under pressure. Whoa, throws it up. Dangerous pass. Wow. Love threw it right into coverage. Pass intended for Reginald Melton, number 8. Number 42 in there on the coverage. Brandon Bryan, linebacker back there. Love was under a lot of pressure, man. It was really being pushed around back there. He threw the ball up. Not a good choice of a place to throw the ball up in the middle of the field down in the end zone because that could have ended the drive really quickly. But thankfully, Andalusia was not in the right position. But when you're under pressure, it's hard to make those decisions. But the drive is still alive. They can make something happen. It's 3rd down. They've got to get a big play here. Love hands it off to Melton. Whoa, he's hit quick in the backfield by number 7 and number 28. Eventually, he's brought down by number 65, Ronnie Anderson. Woo, big hit. Big stop at the backfield because if they wouldn't have got their hands on him, he could have broken around to the outside there on the right. So another 4th down. This is going to be the fourth down of this drive. First one, they did a fake punt. Second one, Melton was able to break free. Third one, Melton was again able to get a reception to the outside. And so now here we go again. 4th down. There's a timeout on the field. The teams are going to talk it over to determine what they're going to do. 5. Three minutes and 56 seconds to go. 4th and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. Love flips it out to Mike Ray, and that play is stopped in its tracks at the 15-yard line. Nothing doing. No timeouts left for the Yellow Jackets. What a predicament. A host of Bulldogs were there, and they're going to take over on that turnover on downs. The coaches tried to do something they thought would work, and really didn't pay off because Andalusia was out there ready to make the play. A big stop for Andalusia as they're up 32-25. Just the Bulldogs read that play, and when he came around the outside, they were ready. So the Bulldogs take a timeout to determine what they're going to do. James Hogg has been all over the field tonight for the Bulldogs. He was out there reading that play, ready to make a shot on Mike Ray to stop the play, and he did. So Andalusia's talking over how they're going to handle this next series, and we'll go from there. So Andalusia has had time to talk things over. They have first and 10 at the 15-yard line after a turnover on downs by Ashford. So they're going to keep it on the ground. Give the Michael Berry. Ashford's going to be hoping to strip the ball. Flag comes out on the play. Holding. Number 42, Brandon Bryan. Number 42, Terrence Culver on the tackle. Number 22, Michael Berry on the run, but there is a 10-yard holding penalty, so that will march Andalusia back after that pseudo 6-yard gain. So it's going to be first down and about 18 for Andalusia. 3 minutes, 32 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Ashford has no timeouts to stop the clock. Andalusia in the shotgun, handed off to Michael Berry. Quickly brought down by number 24, Dap Shepard. Dap Shepard in on another tackle. He's had several on the night. So a gain of about 6 on the play. Second down and 12. Andalusia has the ball. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left. Second down and 12. Matt Malone takes the snap, hands it off 22 again. Number 42 on the tackle, Terrence Culver. Assisted by number 73, Eddie Evans. And they're on the play. 2 minutes and 41 seconds. Clock is still ticking. Third down and 8. Again, there's no timeouts. They've all been used up. On the previous drive on those several fourth downs. A lot of conversing about what to do. So Andalusia's letting the clock go as far as they can. So here on third down, quarterback keeps the ball and is stopped by number 35, Josh Toller. He is in there. He says, no, sir, you can't go anywhere and you can't pitch the ball. So that forces a fourth down. And Andalusia is deep in their territory. They are going to change the teams out. Good news for Ashford. Wow, another chance to make something happen here with just under 2 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. The punt team for Andalusia comes on. So Ashford is looking to get the ball in the end zone. They have to score and get the PAT to tie or a 2-point conversion to win. Mike Ray and Reginald Melton back to receive the kick. 1 minute, 40 seconds left. Snap is back. Good snap. Kick is off. High kick, short. He underkicked and it got an Ashford bounce. 41-yard line. So good field position at the 42 for Ashford here to make a play. So here at W.H. Brown Stadium, it's senior recognition night. There's 1 minute and 28 seconds left to go. Andalusia Bulldogs are up on the Ashford Yellow Jackets by the score of 32-25. The bands tonight have been fighting back and forth. The cheerleaders are down there getting everybody pumped. And Ashford has a chance. They have got to do something here with no timeouts left. Love is back for a pass. He's got some time. Oh, and a pitch out, and there's the flags that were needed to be thrown. Thank goodness for those referees. that they threw those flags, because that would have been a rough night for them. Number 43, Mike Ray. Number 32, Martin Watson on the coverage, and he is the one who caused that penalty. That is going to be an automatic first down for the Ashford Yellow Jackets, and it is a pass interference call. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty from the original line of scrimmage. That's big. That is a big play. That could have come back to hurt Andalusia. But it's good for Ashford, because now they went from their 41 down to the 27, from about their 42 down to the 27, a 15-yard pass interference penalty. A silly penalty, really silly penalty there for Andalusia, but good for Ashford. So here they go. With 1 minute, 20 seconds, Andalusia uses what I believe is their last timeout of the half. So no team has timeouts. 1 minute, 21 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. 15-yard pass interference penalty out there by number 24, Malcolm Jenkins. Not a good pass interference by Martin Watson there, number 32 on the outside there. A pass intended from Mike Ray. He was running a streak out to the left. A slant out to the left, and nothing doing, but was ended up being tackled. So there's a timeout. They're going to talk this over. All right, Willie. Fumble snap there. Pass out to number 43, Mike Ray. Thankfully, Ryan was able to get his hands on it. Malcolm Jenkins again on the coverage. But there is a flag on the play. Looks to be out there in the middle of the field, so we'll see what the call is. Andalusia signaling it, and the referee is facing Ashford, so it looks like he's going to march off. We're waiting on the call from the head ref to see what's going on. Legal man downfield on Ashford, so that's going to cost him, I believe, 5 yards. So we're going to be looking at about 1st and 15 for the Yellow Jackets. So after that 5-yard penalty, Ashford's back at the 32-yard line. Head referee makes the call. The official call is in. Ashford's ready to play. They are up in the line of scrimmage. 1 minute 14 left. Love takes a snap, drops back for the pass. Got some time, throwing it deep. Oh boy! Little miscommunication. Mike Ray was slanting in, angling in to the left there, to the center of the field, and the pass was kind of a streak, considered to be like a streak pass out there on the right side, and nothing doing. Leslie James in there almost got himself an interception. If he'd have kept the speed up, he would have picked that ball off. So it is now 2nd down and a 15 for the Ashford Yellow Jackets at the Andalusia 32. A little over a minute left. Scores 32-25. Ashford needs something to happen here to keep their hopes for winning this game alive. Love again drops back for the pass. Under some pressure. Whoa, whoa! Wow! Number 26 was putting the pressure. Number 11 almost had him an interception. Number 26, Nico Johnson, was right on him, dove for the heels, grabbed the heels. Love threw it up, not high enough. Justin Ainsworth almost had him a pick. Wow. So here we are, 3rd and 15. Ashford needs to do something here on this play to keep it from going to 4th down. Thankfully, the clock had stopped on that play because of the incomplete pass. So they need to get themselves together. They need to regroup. Love needs to get in there, make something happen. Senior quarterback, that leadership needs to take place now. They've got to get something down the field and in the end zone. 3rd and 15. Big play for the Yellow Jackets here. Lines up to center, takes a snap. Hand off to Melton. They weren't expecting that. He's rumbling, stumbling. Referee used him as a little blocker. He gets to the outside. Melton is still running. He's still on his feet. No! He threw the ball up in the air. And Ashford recovered it in the end zone for a touchdown. Oh my goodness. But there's a flag. He may have pitched it forward. They might have called a legal forward pass. Wow. What in the world was happening there? Sorry if I blew your ears out, folks, but that was one of the most exciting high school football plays I have ever seen in my life. Here comes the referee to make the call. I believe we're going to be right on the assumption that was a legal forward pass, which it was against. He tried to flip it out to the guy he had coming and just if he would have just kept it, it would have been fine. Because so it's going to be a foul that's measured from the spot of the foul, I believe. We'll see how they handle this one. They'll have to figure out what's going on. Not one that you see very often in football, but it does occur. So they march back 5 yards, still enough for a first down. The clock should be stopped. There's 44 seconds left, 32-25. Folks, I hope you saw all of that play, because my goodness, that was exciting. Melton was just trucking it. Andalusia did not expect him to get the ball. They expected Ryan to drop back and throw it on that long 3rd and 15. And now he's down to the 8-yard line. Wow, what a play. Love under center, takes a snap, he's back to pass. Got some time, throws it up again to the corner. Whoa, and there's no flag. Oh my goodness gracious. Well, what game am I watching? Did they change the did somebody change the channel? Because I just saw like a guy get tackled in the end zone and a pass out to him. I don't care what team you go for. That's what we call a penalty in this game of football. That should have been an automatic first down for Ashford and half the distance to the goal. My goodness, what a bad call by the referee, but it's not my call to make. So here we go, 2nd and goal. That pass was intended for Mike Ray. Andalusia staying alive somehow, but Ashford has a chance here to put it in the end zone. Love had Mike Ray open, and a bad pass. Just, wow, right into the ground. Woo! Brings up third down, and goal. 2 more chances. My goodness. Reginald Melton got it down to about the 2-yard line. Ended up flicking the ball forward, trying to pitch it out, and just got an illegal forward pass. But still got the first down on the play. That was a long 3rd and 15. So we're looking at 3rd and goal from about the 9-yard line of Andalusia. Love drops back. Quick pass out to number 5, Robert Jackson. He makes the catch. Rumbles and stumbles forward to just about the 4-yard line. So they're going to have to get up, get on the ball. It's going to be 4th down. They've got to make a big play. They've got to make a play. If he spikes this ball, the game is over, folks. He cannot spike it. They've got to do something quick. Come on. Get under center and make the play. Here we go. He takes a snap. Hands off to Melton. Melton's fight. Did he get it? Oh, my goodness. Wow. Melton missed the touchdown by inches, friends. By inches. A little more push by the offensive line, and that would have been 6 points. Ashford loses the game 32-25. A good game played by both teams. Andalusia just won. They came out on top. Some good play, good quarterback, and good direction on the field. Ashford played a hard game. They played a hard-fought game. They did well. We're proud of you guys, proud of both teams. Hope everybody has safe trips home tonight and a great weekend, and we'll see you back at the next game. Good night.
You've been watching high school football action. Join us again next time for more high school football action right here on your local channel.